podcast where we take 5 of the hottest topics in sports and break them down in 3 minutes or less. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Michael Medina, and with me, as always, is David Griffin.
And we also have Stephen Fox up in the booth, making it happen, doing his thing. Say hi, Stephen.
What's up, guys?
We're going to get right into it today. NCAA basketball. We are down to the Final Four.
Yes, finally.
Great weekend. The part of the Sweet 16 finish up on Friday. Elite 8 this weekend.
Huge.
Now Elite 8 to the Final Four.
Huge. Such a great weekend.
Such a good weekend.
So much fun.
Great sports.
Yes.
Let's talk about some of the big games. Overall thoughts. There's some great teams. I love Wisconsin. Wisconsin's still probably my favorite team right now.
Wisconsin's looking good. They're getting looking dangerous. My favorite game obviously had to be that Kentucky-Notre Dame.
That was a great one, yeah.
That game went down to the wire. Probably the closest I think maybe Kentucky's come to losing all season. I mean, there were a few games during the regular season where they were pushed, but this game, Notre Dame had their number.
And of course, as a fan, unless you are from the great state of Kentucky, Bluegrass State, you are rooting for them to lose. Yeah. Because we always, if you're not a fan of that team, you typically root against greatness. You want to see it fail because it makes a great story. It's entertaining. We love great sports stories.
Exactly. Plus, I mean, one of the things I love about the tournament is like the upsets.
Yeah.
You want to see that team come from, not that Notre Dame's come from nowhere, but you want to see a team knock off a big dog like that.
Notre Dame played great. They played tough.
They did.
They played tough. I'm sold on this Wisconsin squad, though.
I'm with you on that. They're tough.
I really enjoy them.
They're big. They're physical. They're going to play tough. And you have to wonder if some holes were maybe exposed, Kentucky's holes, against Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Wisconsin can maybe benefit from.
Yeah, I think, and that also brings us to the question, looking at Michigan State, a team who just keeps playing really well. Tom Izzo's one of the best coaches. Tom Izzo now is going to his, I believe it's 7th Final Four appearance.
Jeez, that's crazy.
I mean, he's just such a good coach. He came from northern Michigan, went to the Upper Peninsula up there. I was in Michigan for a time myself, and seems like a great guy. Loves his squad. He even admits, look, this is not the most talented team he's ever had. He admits that. But he has coached them. Probably deserved a 4 seed, maybe. Probably not a 7 seed. And he has coached the heck out of them, and now they're going to the Final Four against Duke.
Yeah, good for these guys. Yeah. And this is a team that, unless you're like really into college basketball, you probably don't talk much about because let's face it, I mean, Kentucky's kind of like shadowing or covering every team. Everyone is basically in Kentucky's shadow. That's why people aren't talking as much as like Wisconsin as they probably should. You know what I mean? So aside from the fact that they're number 1 seed, but everyone's like Kentucky. Man, there's some good teams. Michigan State's they're not some joke of a team. This is a good program. Duke, Wisconsin. I mean, it's like
these are big programs.
Exactly.
Yeah, these are big programs.
I'm pulling for Kentucky to still win this whole thing, but it's not going to be easy.
I mean, no team has done. UNLV entered the tournament, I believe it was 91. Undefeated. My Duke Blue Devils, though, knocked them out. Beat them.
Yes,
Duke's a good team.
Well, the last team to do that was like in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. It's almost impossible to do it now. So we'll see if they have a destiny. But let's go to, real quick, before we run out of time, I want to talk about scoring. Watching the Gonzaga game with my roommate. He's like, man, some low scoring. We got 30 points the second half. 30 points.
College basketball is all about the defense.
It's all defense. The game is overcoached? Is it too slow?
Maybe. Well, I wouldn't say it's slow. I just think because it's more about the fundamentals. These are young kids still developing their game, right? So you got to teach them good fundamental basketball, playing a lot of defense. That's what's at.
Okay, we're gonna go. We got that's the 3-minute warning. That's the 3-minute bell. More correctly, we're gonna start that clock up again, and we're gonna go to Final Four breakdown. This is gonna be a lot of Final Four talk on 3-minute warning today. Hashtag 3MW. Send in your thoughts here at thestream.tv. Want to hear from you. Want to hear what you think about the Final Four. Who are your picks? We're gonna talk about our best matchups.
Yes.
Big games. Start Saturday. The first game, I believe it's 6:09 Eastern time. We have Duke and Michigan State, the Spartans, versus the Blue Devils. I'm a Duke fan, so of course I would love for my Duke Blue Devils. We've already beaten Michigan State, so I'm kind of excited about it. Coach K, 12th Final Four appearance.
Jeez, that's insane.
12 Final Four appearances, 4 championships.
That's a great record. That guy's he's
gonna be a battle of the coaches right here.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good. Couple of great coaches. Again, Michigan State is not a team to take lightly.
Right.
You know, Duke's behind guys like Jahlil Okafor, who's having a great season and stuff. It's gonna be a good matchup.
But Duke is young, so let's talk about who do you see prevailing? Duke starting 3 freshmen. Michigan State coming with Coach Izzo. The coaching is not the issue. So you can't like Coach Kidd can out-coach Izzo. They're both going to coach their butts off. It's going to be good. Who do you see coming through with?
I still think Duke just has more talent. Duke just has more. Again, Jahlil Okafor has just been a beast all season long. I think they're just going to outman, just overpower Michigan State.
Yeah, I tend to agree. As a fan, I tend to agree.
What a shock.
As a fan, I'm very hopeful that they will succeed and win. Go to the next game though. again Saturday. About a few hours later, we're going to go to Kentucky and Wisconsin.
This is the one I'm the most excited about.
This is the big one. Number one against number one.
Absolutely, man.
Michigan State probably should be a 4, maybe number 1 against number 4 for Duke, but they're 7 seed, so it looks a little bit different. But this is the big one. Wisconsin is tough.
Well,
they're big.
Like I was saying earlier, I mean, they've got the size. They can definitely match up well against Kentucky. You have to wonder, like I said, any holes possibly being exposed, in that Notre Dame game that maybe Wisconsin could take advantage of. And maybe, again, guys like Kaminsky having a great season. Yeah. Monster
big
season.
Guy, 7-footer. He's like the new Dirk. He can
Yeah.
shoot. Great free throw percentage. I mean, he can move, play a little defense. He's a real deal. This other guy, Decker. I mean, I guess we're going to kind of bleed into our next topic here. Not. We're still on the NCAA topic, but our next point here about the prospects going to pro. I love Sam Decker and Kaminsky from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Sam Decker is 6'9", dribbles like a point guard. Kind of looks like Kevin Durant. A few times he would bring it up the court, looking like Kevin Durant out there. Can shoot. Had this beautiful. Big tray at the end, just kind of walked away, cool, the other side of the pillow, as they say. He looks great. I think Wisconsin is going to give Kentucky, because they're big and they can shoot. Because Kentucky's bigs can't shoot that well.
That's true.
So, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, do you think Kentucky's power and overall speed and everything is going to be able to beat Wisconsin, or do you think Wisconsin's side will give them trouble? Their size.
They're definitely going to give them trouble. Definitely. I mean, Kentucky does have that ridiculous depth, though. You know what I mean? So they can definitely keep up and just. I mean, you want to take 5 guys off, you're starting 5 off, just replace them with another 5. Right. They're totally fine. They can keep on going. But I think Wisconsin, again, they're physical, they're tough, they're definitely going to prove a huge problem for them.
So, we're out of time. Time is flying by. There's just so much Final Four to talk about. Our next topic, we're not done. I mean, our next topic's NFL, but NFL-ish. We are talking about Romo versus Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Romo versus Aaron Rodgers.
But not on the football field.
Not on the football field. These guys aren't playing football.
Nope.
They're watching college basketball games.
Yes, they are.
So who has a better entourage? We have. Okay, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers first. Talk about Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. We know that there we see him there talking. I think that's Decker, I believe. Great player. One of my favorites. Aaron Rodgers. Dating the beautiful Miss Olivia Munn.
They are dating.
Lovely actress from Newsroom, and it's on G4 back in the day. Attack of the Show, kind of a geek. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Very pretty woman. Yeah. They went to the Wisconsin game.
They did.
But they are not from Wisconsin.
That's
technically.
Weird.
Rodgers has been in Green Bay for around 10 years or so. That's fine. Aaron Rodgers went to Cal. He is from California. Olivia Munn is from Oklahoma City. Went to Oklahoma. But, man, every time there's a big basket made, something huge happens, they show Olivia Munn and Aaron Rodgers. Typically, they show family members when you're watching college basketball. Even when you watch tennis, watch Wimbledon, they show the trainer and the girlfriend and the family's box.
Yeah.
They're showing Olivia Munn and Aaron Rodgers after every show. I'm getting a little tired of seeing them. I like Aaron Rodgers. I like Olivia Munn, but I'm tired of seeing them.
Well, I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
Michael, tell us why you don't like it. Tell us why Green Bay Packers aren't the greatest team of all time.
These guys back here, the Chicago Bears.
Who?
That's all I gotta say. Da Bears. No, but Rodgers is a good player. I'll give credit where credit's due. But let's be honest, they're celebrities. You know what I mean? It's just no different when you watch a Laker game or a Knicks game and you see Jack or you see Spike on the sidelines. People want to see celebrities at these games, right? Yeah. So even though technically, Aaron Rodgers, kind of Wisconsin-ish, I guess. He's been there long enough. People in Wisconsin really love the guy, being, they're Packer fans and whatnot. So I could see that, but I'm with you, though. I mean, this is really about the kids and their families and stuff. You cut to them. I don't have a problem cutting and showing these guys, but at the same time, don't forget about the family.
And Lance Briggs, Chicago Bear, linebacker, had some choice words.
Yeah.
In a matter of speaking, he was like, bro.
You went to Cal.
Bro. I mean, he's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, and I know Rodgers had a few.
The press couldn't even get past the 3-point line.
Yeah, they couldn't.
Because Rodgers was there.
I'm not doing interviews.
Aaron Rodgers like, I'm not doing interviews. Yeah. And Aaron Rodgers he was angry.
Well, some of the media, and maybe rightfully so, didn't really appreciate that. And now someone like Aaron Rodgers can just prance on the court and stuff, But I mean, and then Rodgers fired back saying, hey, I had passes. What are you gonna do? You can't take those back. Whatever, yada yada. But nonetheless, it's just more drama, which is really what sports is about half the time, isn't it?
It's all about the drama.
Yeah.
What about when you think of the iconic celebrities? Who do you think about? You have Jack at L.A., you have Spike in New York. Who do you think about on the side? Like Billy Crystal's at a big Clippers fan.
First name that comes to mind is always Jack Nicholson, just because he's always so cool, got the sunglasses indoors, he's just chilling, watching the game. Definitely Jack Nicholson.
We could see a Romo, Aaron Rodgers matchup. If Duke wins, goes to the final, Duke and Wisconsin, Aaron Rodgers versus Clint Romo, who's going to win? #3MW, stream.tv. Send us in your thoughts. Who would win, Romo versus Rodgers? Poor Tony Romo.
Tony
We're going to
Romo.
go right into some Major League Baseball, MLB action.
Right around the corner.
We have opening night. There's some team from Chicago that's kind of
Some
blue and
team
white.
from
Never heard of them
Chicago.
before. They are playing that night against St. Louis, I believe.
Greatest team.
And then we have
Chicago.
Monday, April 6th, I believe, is going to be opening day.
Yes.
So MLB, but we're going to talk about NFL/MLB. Talk about Russell Wilson over there, spring training with the Texans. There he's at his press conference, all happy. He loves it. That's the second year in a row he's been invited by the team.
Yep.
Loves baseball.
Yeah, he does. I mean, this is a guy that he was drafted, I want to say, out of high school, and then drafted again after college. So I mean,
He's legit.
He's legit.
legit
No,
player.
he can
He's a legit
play.
player, yeah.
He can play. But this is, I mean, it's good for Texas because it kind of keeps them. I mean, Texas is struggling right now. Last few years have not. Last season was not kind to the Rangers. So having somebody like Russell Wilson in spring training and stuff, it's great. Bringing some publicity to the team and having him take a few like swings, a little BP, hit a home run. Taking some batting practice or whatever. So it's good for him.
Would Russ? How do you think he'd be as a pro player? Could he have a career as a pro player?
I think he could. I mean, he like I said, he was drafted twice already, so
right,
he clearly has the talent. And plus, one of the things that he has that a lot of players have that you can't teach is the fact he's got that willingness to want to win. He can do it. I mean, when he was drafted, people were like, "Oh, he's undersized. I don't think he's going to have a great career." But look what he's done so far. You look at someone like Tebow again. Wilson's a better quarterback than Tebow, but Tebow has that drive, that fire to kind of help do whatever he's got to do to lead his team towards victory.
Because Russell says never say never.
Yeah.
He's interviewed, never say never.
Good.
Maybe he might. I mean, I don't know why he'd give it up. Great start to his career. 3 years in the NFL, playoffs first year, Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl second year, third year, back to the Super Bowl again. He has no reason to leave.
No reason
to leave. But hey, it must be nice. Let's talk about dual athletes.
Yeah.
Or just multi-athletes.
Even a few.
Some of these guys. I mean, even the guys that don't go pro. Look at like Allen Iverson from the 76ers was awesome.
Yeah.
He was a good quarterback.
Charlie Ward.
Won a
Heisman at Florida
State. Won a
State.
Heisman at Florida State. Then went and played for the Knicks.
Yeah.
And had a good career. With the Knicks.
And some other guys, lesser named guys. I want to say Mike Rozier. I want to say won a Heisman. I can't remember what school he played for. Played football, baseball. Brian Jordan, I want to say. Maybe retired sometime during the early 2000s.
These guys are great
roughly.
athletes.
Yeah, and then of course Deion and Bo Jackson.
Deion and Bo Jackson are the big two. Let's talk about, Bo Jackson, I think he's doing little golf now or something. Bo Jackson, doing some golf announcing.
Yeah,
or
if you
something.
watch.
There he is. He's on the golf course. He loves golf. He's retired. He loves golf.
Bo knows golf.
Who's your favorite dual athlete?
It's Bo Jackson, without
Bo Jackson?
Oh, no doubt. Just because
Bo's a better baseball player than Deion.
Yeah, better football player too, in my opinion. I mean, geez, overall.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah.
But seriously, Bo Jackson was just like a freak of nature. He's one of those things. If you ever watched his, I think his 30 for 30. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out.
That's a good documentary.
It's really
yeah,
good.
very good.
But they kind of compared him to like a Paul Bunyan because he's one of those guys where unless you were there to have witnessed it, you wouldn't really understand. Because he didn't win like any Super Bowls, any World Series. He really didn't play much football. I mean, Bo knows. Look him up, Bo Jackson.
Bo knows.
Greatest
Hashtag
dual
3MW, stream.tv.
athlete.
Who is your favorite
dual
athlete? We got Deion, we got Bo, some other players. We're going to go right into the NBA right now.
Yep.
Talk about the Thunder. It's like once a week we have to talk about Russell Westbrook. I always want to say Russell Wilson.
He's having a great
talking about football too much.
individual season.
Great individual season. They see them Kevin Durant hugging. I don't know if that's really their relationship. I don't know. That might be.
tells me it's not.
I don't know if that's it. Another
Yeah.
big game. Came back from the Phoenix Suns last night. He scored 33 points.
Yeah.
Imagine that, another big game. 33 points, some rebounds, some assists, not a triple-double.
Yeah.
So I don't get that worried about getting that taken away from him. His MVP race still going on.
Yep.
These guys, him and Harden, they always have to have these huge, big games. Harden had 50 recently. The Rockets, I believe, are up to 50 wins now, doing really well. So it goes to show with these big teams, do these guys always have to have big games every time, as opposed to a more balanced team, let's say maybe Cleveland or when Rose is healthy with Chicago?
Well, here's the thing about those guys, Westbrook and Harden. I know Dwight Howard just recently came back, so Harden was doing a lot of this without Howard. Harden without Howard. So he had to kind of carry the load. And same thing with Westbrook. I mean, now Westbrook, this is like a dream come true for him.
Yeah.
It's his time to shine. So Durant's done for the season, so he's kind of basically just padding his own numbers.
Do you think Durant? Because there's hopes that maybe he could come back, but I don't think it's going to happen now. And knees and feet for big men. I mean, Durant, even though he's lanky, he doesn't have that heft, he's still 6'10".
Yeah.
And feet and knees, when they're bruised and banged up, that's not a good sign for the rest of his career. That could hamper him for the rest of his career.
He's young. I would say just do the surgery, take the rest of the year off,
Right.
and just come back healthy. He's one of my favorite players. I love Kevin Durant. I want to see him healthy.
Does Oklahoma City, can they be a threat in the West without Kevin Durant?
No, I don't think so. I still don't think that. I mean, Westbrook is good, but again, he's just one guy right
I mean,
now. on that
Baca's,
team.
I believe Baca's they're banged up. I mean, all the guys are kind of
Last
banged up
night,
right now.
yeah, they're basically hanging on by a thread right now as far as like the playoff race is concerned and stuff. I don't see them. They'll probably be fun to. They might surprise us, maybe, but I don't see much happening.
So we're talking about balance and teams, looking at teams more like Golden State right now, who's a very well-balanced team. Steph Curry doesn't need to score 30 points. He doesn't have to. LeBron last night, I believe he had a double-double, 20 points, a few some assists and rebounds. He doesn't need to score 30, 40 points. Kyrie doesn't need to score that many points. Let's talk about balanced teams of all time. Like, what the importance of balance? Like, look at the Chicago Bulls, those kind of squads. Like, what do you think you look at a team? Like, what impresses you for an NBA team? What are you looking for?
Well, balance is key, really. You look at San Antonio, what they've been able to do, and let's even talk about the Bulls of the 90s. Like, Jordan, for so many years prior to their championship success, was carrying that team. And one player can't do that. That's why, like, Westbrook's doing all he can right now, kind of for himself, whatever. But, I mean, they're not going to do much from it. But with those championship Bulls teams, everyone had a purpose. So
Jordan took most of the credit because he's Michael Jordan.
Exactly, and that's fine. But like, let's look at that second three-peat and stuff. Dennis Rodman was there for a reason. Pippen, who was drafted, traded, drafted, was there for a reason. Everybody served a purpose. So everybody, it was like it was a cog in this wheel and stuff, and it worked. Balance is key. San Antonio, look at those guys. Look what they've accomplished all these years. So
all about balance. That's it for today.
Balance.
Let us know what you think. Who's your favorite, one of your favorite NBA teams of all time? What do you think? You more interested in the star or the team as a whole? Hashtag 3MW here at thestream.tv. That's all for our show today. I'm David Griffin. As always, you can find me at Twitter at GriffinDE.
And you can also find me on Twitter at Mr. Michael Alexis and David and myself right here at thestream.tv on the Arrow After Show.
And we will be back tomorrow. We'll talk about some more sports. Remember, hashtag 3MW. Let us know what you think, and we will talk to you soon.